How do we deal with death? People around us dying. Death is one of those things. Most of the world actually falls into this category, but it's easier to see with death. One of those things over which we have no control. Our only way to deal is through acceptance of it, because there is no option. Your lack of acceptance isn't going to change it. Usually, in our lives, we think that if I just don't accept this, your child comes to you, they want to marry someone you don't approve of. Your loved one comes and tells you they're having an affair, or you think they're having an affair, you find out. Whatever, things happen in life. You're about to get fired from your job. Things happen in life that we don't want to face. And if I just don't accept this, so I'm not going to let you date this person, you are not allowed to be together with this person. Or with our loved one, having the affair. We think somehow our anger, or our silence, or our pain, or something is going to undo it. And so we live mostly in this myth of our own control, this illusion of our own control. And the truth is we have almost no control over anything that happens in life other than our own lives. We have all the control of our own lives. And almost no control of other people's karmic packages. But death is the area where that hits home most clearly. Because in other situations, we seem to think, well, I'll just convince them. I'll go on a hunger strike. I'll cut them off. They won't have any money. Yeah, let them try to get married without any money. I'll threaten suicide. I'll do this. I'll do that. I'll try all of these things to prevent that which is happening from happening. They usually don't work. But we live in this illusion anyway that I can somehow manipulate the situation. But death is one of those things that we realize there's no more bargaining. And so there's so many aspects to the pain of death. One, of course, is the loss of the loved one. But another very important aspect is this loss of a sense of control and faith and understanding the universe. This wasn't supposed to happen. We're usually not quite so torn apart if a loved one at, 95 or 100 or 102 passes away, especially peacefully in their sleep. We feel like, okay, we miss them, we're sad, but we understand the body was done. But the rest of the time, this wasn't supposed to happen. It's not fair. And so the other aspect is, how can I, as you've asked, how can I deal? What can I do? Well, nothing. And that, we say it jokingly, but it's actually a really deep awareness. Nothing you can do. That person has passed on, whether you accept it or not, whether you deal or not, whether you try to manipulate God or not. Nothing you can do. And the beauty and the power of that awareness is it brings home so directly the truth that we're all going to die. Not just that person. Not only can't I do anything about that person, but I can't do anything about myself. One day that's going to be me. When we sit in the Aarti every night, just across the river And slightly downriver is the cremation ground for Rishikesh. And sometimes if you look out and you look downriver, you can see a fire going, because in the Hindu tradition, it's very important that they do the cremation before sundown. And so frequently, if someone's died that day, there's this rush to, get the fire started before sundown. So you can look and see a fire burning. And usually in Aarti, I keep my eyes closed. But if I ever see a cremation going on, I always try to keep my eyes open and just focused and meditating on that fire. Because the easiest thing to do is to just ignore it. We're over here celebrating. Death is safely on the other side of the river. But to really realize, today we're celebrating, they're mourning, someone else is burning. But tomorrow or the next day, or a few years from now, it's going to be us standing over a burning pyre, mourning a loved one. And then tomorrow or the day after, or a few years from now, or a few decades from now, it's going to be us burning. And to hold all of that awareness at the same time, to stay in the Aarti, so it's not that I leave the Aarti mentally, but to allow myself, and it's an incredible meditation, I recommend it to anyone who's here for a while, allow yourself to stay in the Aarti, in the celebration, in the joy, and simultaneously be there at their cremation. Be the mourner and be the one in the pyre. Can you be burned and be celebrating in the same moment, in the same consciousness? Can you hold both of those in your awareness at the same time? And it's not easy, but it's really, really deep if you can get it to happen. And what it makes us realize is, wow, this is all part of the package. The joy, the celebration, the mourning, the burning. The river seems like a very safe barrier. But a few feet above the water, the flames of their cremation fire mingle with the flames from our Aarti in such a way that just a few feet above the water, you can no longer tease apart which was a flame of death and which was a flame of life. And that's the only way to deal with death that I know. It's also, according to the saints and the sages, the only way to deal with life. One of the deepest and corest tenets in the Indian spiritual tradition is that until you can die, not that you should die, but until in your consciousness is fully able to understand and accept, doesn't mean you have to love it, but just knowing that this is part of your package, until you really have that, you can't live. Because otherwise life is running from death. That's the restlessness, that's the anxiety, that's the fear, that's the gotta do this, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And to really look death in the face. But lastly, on a specific note in terms of the mourning of the death of loved ones, hold on to the knowledge that when they were alive, it was their spirit you loved, not their bodies. You may have also loved their bodies, but ultimately it was their spirit you loved. If they went and got plastic surgery and looked different, you'd still love them. If they got into a car accident and their face went through the windshield and got all messed up, you'd still love them. If they had to get an arm amputated, you'd still love them. There's no physical part of their body that if they lost that, you would no longer love them. It's not like, well, yeah, okay, you can amputate the arm, but not your left big toe. If you amputated the left big toe, we'd have to talk. There's no physical part of the body that is the storehouse of what you love. What you love is the essence and the spirit. And that's still here. Just as their body changed so many times during their life while you knew them and loved them, now the body has again changed forms. It's gone back to the earth. But the soul hasn't gone anywhere. Soul was never born. Soul doesn't die. That which you loved is still here. And to know that connection you had, that love you experienced, that's still here. Because that's in you. And to allow yourself to feel that. Otherwise we get into the drama of they're gone, they're gone, they're gone. And people encourage that drama. If you say something like, oh, I can still hear them. They still talk to me. People will say, get over it. Eventually they'll send you to a therapist. But the truth is you still can hear them. Not with these ears. We understand that what you're hearing is not vibrating your tympanic membrane. But of course you can still hear them. Because their inner voice is still there. Your inner ears, if they're open and on, you can hear them. But our culture is one that's so focused on just the body that they're going to tell you you need therapy if you think you can still hear them. You need therapy if you think you can see them. You need therapy if you still feel them with you. You're not letting go. Let go. Well, why? You've spent your life loving someone. Why let go? I don't understand. And what to let go of? Their soul that's interlocked with your soul, the love that is still in you. How do you let go of that? Can I give yourself a lovectomy? Lovectomy? I mean, you're going to somehow remove the love from you? You can't. There's nothing to let go of other than the concept that who I loved existed only in that physical form, which we know isn't true because they changed physical forms so many times before us over the years anyway. That's all we need to let go of. Keep loving them. Of course, keep loving them. Love is beautiful. And what you loved anyway was their soul and spirit. That's still here. Keep loving that. Love the memory of their body. But love the presence of their soul.